Yeah, welcome to the Help the Show, where you can get ideas to help you grow your eco-conscious business. And today I'm joined by Jannine Barron, the product mentor, and we're talking about building and scaling your planet-friendly business or creating products that can heal and benefit the world. So welcome, Jannine. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you, Karen. Lovely to be here. Thanks for having me.
So Jannine's expertise is in creating products with ethical supply chains that can heal and benefit the world, not just prevent damage. And as a professional business mentor, she helps people build and scale their planet-friendly businesses. So Jannine, you talk about products that can heal and benefit the world, not just prevent damage. Can you give us a couple of examples of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So 20 years ago, when I was starting my first organic baby business, it was all about certification of organics. And in those days, we believed that by not using chemicals, we were enriching the nutrients and reducing the chemical use for our kids. But there was another movement happening at the same time called regenerative farming. So any products that are a result of organic or regenerative farming are actually healing the world. And the way that happens is regenerative farming is really about biodiversity. And when you have biodiversity, you have more nutrients. And when we have more nutrients, the soil is feeding itself and the environment is like its own little ecosystem that's very, very healthy. So all the products we get as humans then have great nutrients. We're not harming the land. So any food products based from regenerative farming, I would say, is a wonderful example of products that heal the world, not just help us.
Fantastic. And I know you've got an unconventional approach, as you call it, which you use intuition and strategy for a regenerative approach to business planning and marketing strategy. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how you do that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess I come from the school of thought of the great Buckminster Fuller, where he said you've got to create new systems, not try to fix the old ones. So since we know that we're all in a climate crisis, instead of trying to fix this very broken system that's led us to the situation we're in, if we reinvent the way we operate, and for me that meant also reinventing the way we think. So if I'm going to help people have thriving, beautiful businesses, we can't use the old paradigm, which is a very linear model based on sort of hard work and success, which let's face it, results in burnout and ill health, and then being too exhausted to care about the planet. So it's a very different paradigm. So it's sometimes been called a feminine paradigm, but I tend to think of it more as a regenerative paradigm, where if we are to embrace our intuition as well as creating the functional strategy, we are more in tune with ourselves, and we are more likely to create an alignment around our true purpose for our business. So the way I do that is in group mentoring as well as individual. So for example, some of my clients are working with big corporate, actually turning greenwashing into true sustainable business models. And some of my clients are sole traders, where we're literally working on the foundations of our business with the understanding, like the soil example, that the foundations of our business is what creates the lush nutrients. So the more time we spend there with our intuition and really looking at healing ourselves and our lives, then when we come to make a business, the positivity and the purpose that's in that can actually thrive. So as you can see, even I'm struggling for a little bit of the language, because it is a new paradigm, which means we don't have existing language for this. So it's a very brave, courageous process. And the people who come on the journey are having pretty outstanding results, but it does take bravery and courage.
Definitely. Oh, I love that. I think it's really really different. And when I posted about this, people said, oh, I love the fact that you use intuition as well as strategy, because I think you've got to approach things in a different way now. Like you say, it's not the same as it used to be. And I know you help mentor ecopreneurs across many industries. So what do you see as the basis for a successful business? I know you've got like a list of things that you said what makes a successful business.
Well, just feeding off on the intuition. You are part of your business, so working on yourself is a vital part. The basic formula is you build an idea, you then you create an idea, then you build it, which is a strategic process, and then you scale it to wherever you want to be. That's a kind of basic business model that we could take from the old paradigm. But that's the foundation stage, which is what I believe makes or breaks a really great business. So the more time you get support, and that's where a mentor is vital, where you do healing on yourself, where you really are embracing the kind of purpose-led life that you want, the more time you spend in that domain, the rest just seems to fly effortlessly. There was a beautiful analogy this morning someone gave to me of this kind of difficult, steep climb of trying to get somewhere, but then sliding down the other side. And I thought that was a really beautiful share, because it does start to become effortless, but not by working hard. The hardness this person was experiencing was the actual, digging deep and doing the healing work and the self-reflection, because we all have an inner compass. And if you listen to that compass, it will always lead you to the right place. But we're taught in our lives to push that away. This is the right way to go. And then you've got family and friends going, why are you doing that? And, so if we just stop listening to all the noise and actually trust ourselves, we not only are happier, but we actually create more successful businesses. So probably not the answer many people were expecting, but gives you a taste of my approach.
Oh, brilliant. I think that's so important, until I kind of spent that time as well, sort of really focusing on what the purpose and the vision of my business was, and digging deep and doing work with the branding expert, that you get that true foundation in place. And like you say, after that, everything just starts to flow, because it makes writing your content so much easier. It makes marketing your message so much easier, what you want to talk about, or imagery, everything like that, it just makes it flow a bit better. And I think you've got to really dig deep, I think, to get to that purpose, So.
And the challenge we all have at the moment is that with social media is we're all being bombarded with these offers, like do this 5-day challenge and then pay me $10,000 and this will change your life. And you're thinking, I should do that. She knows what she's talking about. And we're just it's like rabbit in the headlights. And I call them shiny balls. And I say to people, the right shiny ball is perfect for you at the right time, but that time may not be now. The first step in your foundations is to see where you're going, what your purpose is, get support around that. And then it's time to go to the LinkedIn expert, or then it's time to get your website built. But a lot of people are starting from this place of, I've got this money and I'll invest it here and it's all going to work out. And that kind of I find that quite distressing, that digital marketing. I mean, a lot of those people are doing really well, but people are not getting the results. So my message is usually ignore that stuff. Find a mentor that you align with, that feels like someone you can hang out with. Find a business group that is like-minded. Really think about what you want. And then at the right time, then you need the 5-day challenge. Then you need the LinkedIn expert, but not before.
Yeah, I think you've got to be really clear before you do that. And as you say, just, block out some of the noise and speak with someone who really knows what they're talking about and can help you work through that process. I see people skip this and it takes them years to get where they want to go, when they could have fast-tracked that in a year or two. So it's really important.
And check the credentials of the person selling that course to you. Because like for me, I've started and sold 4 businesses. I kind of know what I'm talking about.
Definitely.
Like there's 25 years there. But there's some people, they're 25 and they've learned how to be a coach, and they want to charge you a lot of money to tell you how to do things. It's like, that's not the guide you want.
Yeah, even if because a lot of them have learned from other mentors who've given them this formula that they can work with, but they can't they haven't gone through that process necessarily. So can you give us, sorry.
No, I was just saying, you've got to have that lived experience. And and when I choose to employ someone, I usually want to know where they failed. And I want to know someone's failed, because I know failure is where the amazing lessons are. So if someone tries to pitch to me that they're just great, I'm like, I run the other way.
Definitely. That's a really good tip. Can you give us an example of a simple strategy or habit that people can use to help them in their business? Just maybe one of the things that you use.
Absolutely. So one thing, I call it balloon time, and I challenge everyone to get out their diaries right now and put 30 minutes in your diary. I tend to do mine on a Sunday night before the week begins, and just go up in your balloon in a very relaxing environment, maybe with a journal, some colored pencils, or your computer, whatever feels good, and actually think about your business strategically from the bigger point of view. So when we're in here doing this all the time, we can accidentally go in the wrong direction. But if you have your strategic balloon time, as I like to call it, you'll always take small steps towards the right direction. That is my hot tip.
Yeah, I love that. It's like stepping back, isn't it, and looking over it. So finally, what is your top eco tip?
My top eco tip. There are so many.
I know.
I think I'm always interested in the personal journey, because, you know, we're like, okay, I've got a reusable coffee cup, and okay, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And we're all a bit like rabbit in the headlights trying to be sustainable. So I guess the top tip is to just choose one thing in your life. Just choose one thing right now. Like, decide as a family, because you've all got to be on board, we're going to reinvent our cleaning products, for example. And you might do all your research, get rid of the chemicals in your home because you understand the health benefits of that, and just do that really well, and do that for 3 or 4 months, and don't try and do anything else. Just take one step. The step might be, let's not stay in a hotel this year, let's go camping. You know, it might be, let's not have a birthday party where everyone brings presents, but let's take the kids on an experience. But just choose one thing at a time. Don't try and change everything at once. It'll get overwhelming. But change one thing, do it really, really well. And that would be my good.
Really good tip. Thank you so much. And we've come to the end of our time already. It does go quick. So people can find you at theproductmentor.com.au. Is that correct?
That's where they can currently find me. We'll be transitioning to JannineBarron.com later in the year, depending when you're watching this. But for now, please, pop on over to theproductmentor.com.au. Thank you.
Fantastic. And I know you've also got some marketing strategy workshops coming up. Oh, on 21st of July, so that's tomorrow, and the 25th of August.
So I always joke with people, I cost a lot of money. So for 25 quid, you can come and get a taste at one of my workshops. It's the best way to access some of this woo-woo that I'm talking about. So marketing strategy is really important. There is one tomorrow morning, and there's another one in August. So if you're intrigued, should people just reach out to me, or should I post a link?
Yeah, I've got a couple of the links, so I'll share that in the post as well. Yeah, and then people can join. Yeah, that's fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Karen.
Yeah, and to our viewers as well, thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with us as we had the tech difficulties. But hopefully we'll be all sorted and back to normal next week. And we'll see you same time next week. Take care.
Okay. Thank you.